back to Marvel.
All
Miss
right.
Marvel. Miss
Oh,
Marvel
boy.
premiered June 8th. I think that's right. Yeah, June 8th. There's been 2
Sure.
episodes so far. Ed watched them. He texted me, and I was on vacation, so I wasn't going to watch them. I was like, I'd rather watch. I actually rewatched No Way Home on vacation, is what I watched instead.
Good choice.
Yes. So, but for some context here, guys, Miss Marvel is currently the second highest rated, best reviewed Marvel property ever. It's behind by 1 point of Black Panther. Black Panther has 90.
Okay.
This is at 97% certified fresh. That's how positive everything has been about Miss Marvel. What?
Oh, hold the phone. Hold the phone. It's a show. Are we seriously comparing a show to the MCU to the movies?
Yes, because that's
the
article headline says it's the second best reviewed Marvel property ever. That it's the truth. It is the second best Marvel property.
Okay.
Marvel property. Period.
Based on the headline, that is true. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right.
At its word, it's true. Yeah. Bro.
Fair enough. So that's still weird. Okay, to compare a show to a movie. That's like a little, I don't know. Anyways, I get it.
Okay, so that's that, right? But we say that. I say that to say this. Currently, after the first 2 weeks, the show is only averaging 775,000 views total.
Yeesh.
Okay, so just to put that into perspective, WandaVision averaged 1.6 million views per episode after 2 weeks. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 1.8. Loki, 2.5. Hawkeye, 1.8. And Moon Knight, 1.8. So the one show that was the outlier there was WandaVision at 1.6. But here we are at 775,000, even though it's still the second best reviewed Marvel property ever made. So Ed, go ahead. What do you think of Miss Marvel? How are your thoughts on it?
This might go what? Be as what? Wait, no, I want to know.
Be as uncancelable as you can be. This is still a young show and we're still growing. Tread lightly.
What's funny was I was about to say like, yo, I got COVID, so excuse me for everything I'm about to say. No, look, I don't like the show. Okay, I've told you. I even texted you like I feel like I'm racist watching the show because I don't like the show, and it's not because I don't like Indians. Obviously, I just know where I'm gonna go with this. Look, we know why the fucking score is that high and why no one's watching it. Okay. Representation, like, do I have to fucking say it? Do I need to make a sign? Like, Jesus Christ. This is.
Wait a minute. I like how you said it's not because I don't like Indians. Obviously. Like, where the fuck? Why would anybody know if they. Nobody knows you personally. True. Why would anybody actually know if you like them or not?
I don't know. Because I'm just not racist to anybody.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But that made me laugh. Anyway, keep going.
I just feel like I have to say words to fill in the fucking frustration with this shit. Anyways. Yeah, dude, look, it's representation. What can I say? Everybody wants to they're hyping it up a little bit because we need more of that. It doesn't even matter that the show is not good. And it's not and look, the show isn't like trash or anything. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But as a superhero MCU show, it's a high school drama basically. It barely has anything to do with like the superhero aspects. I feel like I'm just watching like give me one of those Disney or Nickelodeon high school shows. Like I'm just watching one of those. And I'm sitting there wondering what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Like for real, like, okay, you want to talk about the multiverse and not dealing with that? Fine, I don't give a shit. But the heroism stuff, Kamala as a hero gaining her powers, like what does this have to do with anything? It barely scratches anything about any of that. Like she just finds a bangle. She has like these powers, which I'm confused as shit as to like, is it cosmic? Is this a whole nother thing that it answers none of that? It's not even it's not even interested part in particular to any of that. Most of the scenes have to do with the family aspect and growing up and being a high schooler and being bullied and all this shit. By the way, that is, again, we've seen this over and over again in every high school thing. It does nothing new. So I don't know. Well, I don't know what else to say besides it's not a great show. It's a high score because representation. But Alex, why don't you maybe humble me? Maybe, I don't know. Humble me, or you give me your take, because I'm a little heated about it, obviously. So you just give me what you think.
The only thing that I can maybe say so far is that, one, we'll probably get all the answers we need. Two, it's probably going to be something like, oh, the power was always within her. Like, I bet you her whole family has powers.
That's exactly what one of the characters said. Just want to say it is that.
Yeah, there is a cringe moment where you're just like,
okay, keep going. Sorry.
That the Bengal just releases them at first, I guess, right? But I don't know what else to say other than the fact that I don't think this show is meant for you and I.
I agree with that. No.
Yeah, I think the show is meant for preteen girls. And it's very clear it's meant for that. Super hard meant for that. That's how the show is being made. And the dialogue is cheesy. Everything about it is not great. I do think there are like cool moments, like when she's like recapping the Avengers fight and it's all that paper mache stuff. Like that stuff's pretty cool, but like
artistically, that's cool. Yeah, visually, it's fine.
High schooler can't do that shit. Get the fuck out of here. I can barely do that shit. I've been working 10 years in the industry. Get out.
Thank you for bringing that up, because one of the things that bothered me on a little side note about a character, because I want to like Kamala. But they have to give me a reason to like her, and so far I have none. Here's one of the other things about her that's confusing to me as fuck, though, is that she's supposed to be an artist. Like, she is supposed to be a great a illustrator, right? Mm-hmm. But we never see her draw.
Right.
It's like we see it in the first episode. Like the teacher pulls up like a sheet of someone she drew in class. It's there for like 5 seconds, and then it's supposed to. It's supposed to uphold the whole aesthetic of the show. You know, the sort of artsy, do-it-yourself, crafty part of it. I'm like, you didn't give any reason. Like, that's barely a reason to have that be an aesthetic. Actually, it's shit like that where it's like this is like not well put together. It's not well written.
No, that's the big thing. It doesn't seem well written. It's one thing to have a show, but it's another thing to have a high school show directed at young girls and stuff like that, right? That's the audience. I get it. We get it, right? It's another thing to be just kind of lazy with the writing. And I just don't. I've said this so much, but I'm gonna say it again, because the MCU is built on canon, right? They everything is connected. Everything kind of works out. Canonically, this show and her love of Captain Marvel don't make any sense, and it really bugs me. Right. And again, I wasn't a huge fan of the Captain Marvel movie, but I don't have anything against Brie Larson. I actually like Brie Larson. I think she's a fine actress.
I agree.
I mean, fuck, she won a fucking Oscar. She obviously can act.
She's great. Yeah.
So again, my problem with Captain Marvel was the directors. That's my problem with Captain Marvel. I thought the directors totally ruined that movie. But going back to this, canonically, being a huge fan of Captain Marvel, and when she goes to Avenger Con and there's a whole fucking statue of Captain Marvel, how does anybody know about Captain Marvel? It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. We don't have any reason to believe that. And Agreed. It's really, really, really annoying to me that we still don't have any answers to that. And it pulls me right out of the show every time something like that happens. Like, even in WandaVision, when Monica Rambeau. Maria or Monica? Which one's
Monica.
The daughter's Monica?
Oh, shit.
I don't remember. Anyway,
Monica.
in WandaVision, Maria or Monica, Spectrum, which first of all, that was fantastic casting. She's a super likable character as
Yeah.
a Spectrum, and I'm sure she's going to be great in the Marvels. But it, when she says, "Oh, I heard Captain Marvel went toe to toe with Thanos," and I was like, "Well, how do people know?" And like they hint at like there's a podcast, and maybe Scott Lang, Scott Lang has a podcast, which is hilarious, and maybe that's how they learn.
I can't wait to see that podcast in Quantumania.
Ant-Man. Yeah, I really hope. Yes,
it's gonna be in that movie.
Yes, it's gonna be so good to have some sort of cameo.
I can't wait. I love that.
I'm so excited for that movie. Anyway,
that's funny. That's funny.
It's annoying because you just don't have any answers as to why they're such big fans of Captain Marvel.
I agree with you.
So that bugs me. And that's just a side thing because shouldn't be that big of a thing. But in the show, it just hasn't done enough yet. The powers don't make any sense, really. Like she kind of uses light to create things, but you don't really know why.
No.
The show has a lot of work to do, and we're only 2 episodes in. But I'm with Ed at this moment in time. I'm not going to finish this show weekly until it's all done, and then I'll watch it through. Because again, like we said, the show's not made for us.
No.
But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's. This show was supposed to come out last year, and there's been a lot of delays in it, and it seems we know why.
I guess so. I don't feel like it's pretty clear though that the direction that the show was always meant to take. I don't see it. I don't really see any splits in what could have been something else. It's pretty clear what they wanted. In which case, I don't know if premiering it earlier or not would have helped. I don't think it would have. So
maybe the MCU isn't meant to have a show like this, but maybe it is because maybe it gets a lot more younger girls interested in the MCU. Maybe younger girls don't give a fuck about the MCU. But
that's true. Maybe that is true. But it's like you don't have to. Why can't they just write great women heroes? Like, stop making it this freaking Mulan shit. I'm tired of that shit. Yeah, I'm just kind of really sick of this woman character that Disney particularly. We've seen this with the characters the female characters they've been trying to push recently, like with Rey from the Star Wars sequel saga, and even most recently with Mulan, where you have these women characters who are supposedly had everything special about them already within them, and it somehow just needed to be unearthed, and thus implying that it never really had to be worked for whatsoever. It's just like there, and that's just in my opinion, I think that's such a wrong message and a frankly empty one. Like, big fucking deal. Great, you have something within you, and all you have to do is like grow up a little bit and then suddenly you're special. That's not the way. Yeah, there's no challenge. And that's not the way the world fucking works for anyone, for a man or a woman, or for whatever you want to be.
Right.
That's not the way it works. And it's so boring. It's such a boring story. It just is. I don't understand why they keep pushing it, because it's just so boring. And Disney has heard how we've thought about these characters already, and they for whatever reason they still keep thinking that's exactly what we want. And it's not, and they are typically these younger girls. Like why is it? Oh, so why is Black Widow is an older woman when we meet her? So it's okay that she worked for it, but like when you're a child, like this is the message we should be telling young women. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no there's no effort. There's no accountability. There's like a nice moment, where it could have been great, where she gets caught coming back from Avenger Con, right? And the mom says, what do you want to be? You want to have your head up in the stars or something? And that could have been great. And like this separates Everything Everywhere All at Once versus lazy writing in this, because she lays down and she goes, definitely cosmic. And it's like what? But then you didn't take any responsibility. You didn't take any responsibility for sneaking out.
She does not feel bad.
Just brushes over you. Yeah, like you broke trust, and you feel nothing, and that's not a great message to be sending, in my opinion.
That's a great point. You're right. I realize that. It's like, what, when they look back at these, it's like, what are you, what is this message you're sending children?
Yeah,
like, she didn't care at all.
You had the moment to be good. And like, look, I don't really remember getting yelled at by my mom because it's been so long, but like, I can remember the feeling and feeling like shit. Like, man,
Absolutely.
why did I do that?
Yeah.
And it just feels like she just brushes it off just because she can.
Because she can. Yeah.
And it's
yeah,
like,
right.
Well,
because she has new powers.
Right. Like
they don't understand. Like they don't
make a villain, not a hero.
Right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So yeah, it's been very again, we know the show's not for us. We get it, but we could still expect a little bit more from it, I think is the point we're trying to get at.
Right. We'll see. Again, we will see. But I think I'm probably gonna wait till like the last episode, or unless somebody else says something else, or like some cameo appearance happens in like episode 5 or whatever.
Yeah, like I'll watch the new Rockstars kind of recaps and see if anything big happens, and then I'll be like, oh shit, I will go watch it.
I'll go watch it.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit disappointing. Definitely will not be high up on our tier list.
No, I don't. This is where I feel like they need, like Marvel Studios should never forget the reason why a lot of their stuff works is because they get us to latch on to the main characters.
Right.
And if so far, they usually are really good. Like the only 2 times I can think of is actually with the Marvels, Captain Marvel and this. I don't know what it is about this little cosm of the Marvel characters that they seem to have a problem with getting us to like, but they are not doing a good job with it. I don't understand. They made
us care about Hawkeye. Like in Hawkeye, you're like, wow, man, this guy is beat up. He's lost everything. Wow. But yeah. Anyway, so that's Miss Marvel. Yeah. It's a skip for us at the moment.
Definitely.
But we'll see what happens. I do wish they kept the original comic book story. I think it's a very much more poignant and important story. You know, one of her powers is she's able to change her skin color. So she pretends to be a white woman superhero.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And she learns.
There's no way that she would do that, though.
Yeah, there's no way, right? But she learns through her powers that I shouldn't hide who I really am.
I love that.
I should embrace it. I should embrace my skin color. I should embrace my Muslimness.
Absolutely.
Right? I should embrace everything because that's who I am. Right. I am Miss Marvel. I'm not this fake person. I think that would have been a much better message for young girls. But I'm not in charge of Marvel, so Kevin Feige is, and this is the way
Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. You're late.